Hello dear learners, I welcome you all to the today's video lecture on benzodiazepines mechanism of action. We are going to deal about in this video about the mechanism of benzodiazepines, but before proceeding towards the mechanism of action, we are supposed to know some basic points. So what are that related to, we will see. Now the content covers, first is we are supposed to know the basic structure of GABA, that is gamma amino butyric acid. So that how it is, what is its structure, where it is located, what are the subunits of GABA. Okay, then what do you mean by the concept allosteric, what do you mean by allosteric enzyme, what do you mean by the regulation, allosteric regulation, and then we will jump to mechanism of action. So coming towards the GABA receptor, there are three major types first of that of GABA receptor: GABA A, GABA B, GABA C. So basically GABA A is ligand gated chloride ion channel based receptor, GABA B is known as G protein coupled receptor, and GABA C is transmitter gated chloride ion channel. So we are going to deal with first type, that is GABA A, that is ligand gated chloride channel. Now coming towards the sites of action which are present on GABA receptor. So first and very foremost thing is that it is selectively permeable to chloride ion channels only, which are responsible for inhibition, fast postsynaptic inhibition, since they do not allow membrane to depolarize, causing hyperpolarization. The membrane remains in the excited state, hyperpolarized state. So inhibited state, that is hyperpolarized state. So site of actions are there for the followings. For example, benzodiazepines, there is different site of action. Barbiturate, there is different site. Ethanol, anesthetic steroids as well as volatile anesthetics, there are sites which are located at different subunits of the receptor. So what are the subunits of the receptor, we will see now first. See, this is the location for various classes which we have just discussed. So this is the structure basically. So these are the 5 subunits of GABA receptor, GABA A actually. So here this 2 alpha, 2 beta and 1 gamma. So these are the various sites, and this central pore, that is which is a chloride ion channel pore. So here at the alpha and beta subunit there is a GABA site, that means attachment of GABA will take place over here at the GABA receptor. Again it is on the same subunit of the immediate next, that is another alpha and beta subunit. So these are the GABA binding sites present on the GABA A receptor. Then this site which is located between alpha and gamma subunit is benzodiazepine site. So if you will have a top view of these receptor, so this is the cell membrane, okay, and this receptor is located between the cell membrane. So this is the top view. This we have seen the section form. So these are the 2 alpha subunits, these are the 2 beta subunits, and this one is gamma. So according to this diagram, between alpha and beta there is GABA site. So this between alpha and beta GABA, between alpha and beta GABA, and between alpha and gamma, this alpha and gamma, there is benzodiazepine binding site. And these are the other sites which we discussed, like volatile anesthetics, ethanol, neurosteroids, propofol. So these are various binding sites which are located on the receptor, which are shown by the arrows. But the basic concern for today's video is benzodiazepine binding site and GABA binding site. So this we just gone through the location where the benzodiazepines can bind and where the GABA neurotransmitter can bind. So now we will move towards another concept, that is allosteric enzyme. So what do you mean by allosteric? Allosteric means other site. So actually enzyme till now you might be knowing, or you might have heard about the only one site, that is active site, where the substrate binds with the enzyme and enzyme substrate complex takes place and the action is shown. So here, other than the active site, there is also one site which exists, that is allosteric site, mean other side. So these enzymes have two receptor sites. One is active site and other is allosteric site. So one site fits the substrate like other enzyme. One site fits the substrate. This is the substrate which fits the enzyme, and the other site fits an inhibitor or activator molecule. So here at the place of allosteric site, other molecule will come into the picture, or other say you can call it as other substrate, which might be an activator also, which might be an inhibitor also, will come and will fit in this, and it will cause the conformational changes. So what are they, we will see. Before going to that, we will see the modulation which we discussed just now, that it can be inhibitory also, and it can be inhibitory also, and it can be activator also. So this allosteric modulation, these modulators, they have no activity of its own. That means like benzodiazepine, if it is acting as a modulator, then it will not have any activity of its own, only it will bind to a site other than that of GABA. That means whatever we just now discussed, this active site GABA will bind, and GABA will actually show the action. Since it's a neurotransmitter, it is responsible for the action. But this benzodiazepine, by binding to the allosteric site, it will modulate that. So how it will modulate? So other than the GABA site, it will bind. That site is known as allosteric site, and it can be positive modulation, it can be negative modulation. So positive modulators are responsible for increasing the action of neurotransmitter. For example, if at the active site GABA is binding, and if any modulator is binding at the allosteric site, and it is supposed to show the positive allosteric modulation, then it will increase the action of GABA. For example, benzodiazepine. And in case of negative allosteric modulation, it will decrease the action of that neurotransmitter. For example, bicuculline. Then this is the pictorial representation. See, these are the allosteric modulators, and this is the active site. Okay. This allosteric site modulators will bind. Now this is PAM and this is NAM. So what is this? PAM is positive allosteric modulator and NAM is negative allosteric modulator. What happens in case of positive allosteric modulator? Once the modulator binds to the allosteric site, conformational changes in the protein structure will take place, and this shape, as it was earlier, it will conformational change means it will change, and the actual ligand, that is actual neurotransmitter, will bind, and this will be called as a positive fit. That means this allosteric modulator will be a positive one, because it will cause such a conformational change that neurotransmitter will fit into the complex and it will show the positive response. Whereas exactly is the opposite in case of negative allosteric modulator. This is the shape. Once the negative allosteric modulator binds at the allosteric site, the conformational changes will take place in the same, but they will take place in such a way that ligand cannot bind to the exact receptor fit, and due to since the binding is not possible due to the conformational changes caused by the negative modulator which is here, so no response will be seen. So this is negative modulation, and this one is positive modulation, which we have seen with the help of diagram. So now this the way which we have seen the mechanism of action of chlorpromazine. The same way, these are the neurotransmitter, that is GABA. These are the GABA storage site. From the storage vesicle, they are released into the synaptic cleft. Okay, from the synaptic cleft, they will go to their they will go to their receptor which are present at the postsynaptic membrane. So that receptors will this GABA will occupy the spaces at the receptor. But what will happen now? Benzodiazepines will come from here. Okay. So GABA is inhibitory in nature. So what benzodiazepines will do? Benzodiazepines booster site on the GABA receptor. So see, this is the actual site for the location which we have seen in the diagram, alpha and gamma, right? And GABA will bind at the alpha and beta. So this is the site for binding benzodiazepine. So benzodiazepine will occupy their space, and in turn, since they are the positive modulators, GABA will come into the picture. GABA will have a receptor fit. GABA will react with the receptor which is present on the postsynaptic neuron, and it will allow chloride ion channels to chloride ions to enter. Okay, since chlorides will enter, this membrane will get hyperpolarized, and this GABA, which is inhibitory in nature, this benzodiazepine will enhance the GABA inhibitory effect, and they may block the nerve impulse. So it is, this dash 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 is a conduction nerve impulse. So here what will happen, once the GABA fits into the receptor, chloride ion channel will open, chloride influx will take place, and probably due to the inhibitory nature the nerve impulse may get blocked here. So see here they have shown the blocking of the nerve impulse. Okay, then this is again the pictorial, like where actually, now in this diagram you cannot understand where they are binding, right? So here we will see this is the receptor, so this GABA binding site between alpha and beta. So benzodiazepines will come here. This is the subunit, like alpha and gamma, this will bind. So when benzodiazepine, since they are the positive modulators, when they will come into the picture, GABA will show the action. So see, this is the benzodiazepine and GABA binded, then chloride, since it was having a middle chloride pore, so chloride influx will take place and chloride will flow, because of which this membrane will get hyperpolarized, okay, and the GABA inhibitory action will get potentiated. Now this is the schematic. Either barbiturates or benzodiazepine, they will bind to the GABA A receptor at different allosteric site, which we have discussed already, and it will facilitate the GABA action. That means it will potentiate the GABA actions, and benzodiazepines will increase the frequency of opening of chloride channel, whereas barbiturate will increase the duration. That means they will keep the channels open for longer time, whereas benzodiazepine will increase the frequency of opening. That means more and more chloride channels will open, and they will cause the membrane hyperpolarization, because of which depression is seen, depressive effect is seen, since the GABA is inhibitory in nature. At higher doses, barbiturates can act as GABA mimetic, मतलब the same effect as that of GABA. So benzodiazepine क्या करेंगे? Opening of chloride ion channel they will increase, the frequency they will increase, and barbiturates will increase the duration. Now mechanism of action, this I have explained it in the sentences which you are supposed to write down. They will bind at the gamma subunit of the GABA A receptor. By binding to this site, they will cause the allosteric modification. By allosteric modification, since they are the positive allosteric modulators, they will increase the receptor activity at GABA A, and benzodiazepines do not substitute for GABA. Only they will increase the frequency of channel opening, and chloride ion conductance will take place, because of which action potential inhibition will take place. So these are the positive allosteric modulators, and they increase the conduction of chloride ions across the cell membrane. So this will lead to hyperpolarization and decreases the neuronal activity. With this, we finish with the mechanism of action of benzodiazepine. Thank you.